10 years.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network, live from Barstool Chicago HQ.
We are live at Park West Saturday. Get tickets to that. Also, we have a meet and greet at Barstool River North. Get tickets to that. I want to stress, you are not getting tickets to meet us because that would be ridiculous. You're getting tickets for 2 free drinks and free dinner, free food.
This was a Barstool concoction. We had our show on sale. They decided they wanted to do another sponsored get-together, which is fine. But it's you pay for a ticket there. You get 2 free drinks and some food. We will be there hanging out, but this is not like, we're behind a VIP wall and you come.
We are not the kind of people who would put fucking meet and greet tickets on sale to just meet us.
Yeah.
That's crazy town.
So get your tickets. There's like the last little bits available. Also, there might be, if you do want to, if it does sell out, sometimes the day of, there's some drop off if people want to buy tickets back. So come see us on Saturday night at Park West Theater, and the meet and greet is at Barstool River North on Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
Now for Barstool, I recorded a dog walk today. I don't know when it's gonna air. I think Daddy might have said it's tomorrow. So it might be going the same day as this. But we are here for a week, which is an insanely long period of time.
We're moving in.
Yeah. When I checked into the hotel, the guy said, "So we got you here for 7 days," and I was like, "I've never stayed in a hotel for 7 days.
It's like a honeymoon.
I've never stayed in a hotel for 7 days.
Yeah.
I've been on vacation for a week before, but I usually moved around or something like that.
I am gonna paint those walls. I mean, the bathroom, the bedroom, the mini bar. You're gonna need a squeegee.
It is. Oh god. But I am excited to get Chicago because I don't get it right now, and I said this a little bit on Dog Walk. Because I'm not saying I dislike it. It is. I say it gets hyped up like someone,
like none other, bro.
like someone from but it gets talked about like someone who never left their hometown.
Yes.
And like this happened to me this weekend. I saw an old friend. And he's like, "Dude, why would you ever leave Fall River? Fall
That's
River's
the best. It's
Fall River's the
everything you
fuck."
need.
I'm like, it's
a big town, but it's a small town. It's this and that. It's got all the best of both worlds.
And I'm talking about Fall River, not Chicago. But that's how it sounded. It sounded like someone who was just like, "I'm never leaving. This is where I was born. It's where I'm gonna die."
Yeah.
And it's because I haven't experienced it enough. I haven't done enough.
Sure.
I'm not saying I hate it. I'm just saying
here's what
I
think. I think it's cleaner. They love their alleys. It's a better place to be in the summer. Like in New York, you got to get out of Manhattan. Now there are you can in New York, like you go to Long Island, you have like the Hamptons and Jersey's close, but like you if you're on the island of Manhattan or in like the concrete jungle part, it's brutal. So the summertime is better. But my thing is just in life in general, when somebody is talking about it and always talking about it and always hyping it and always defending it, it's for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I don't know. I think New York fucking kind of sucks, man. Yeah. But, I don't, there are some good parts. There's definitely some bad parts. But all I ever hear is, Chicago's the best because we have garages. Chicago's the best because we have a lake. Chicago's the best because we have alleys. Chicago's the best. I don't know. I'm sure it's like
those aren't my biggest selling points. Lakes, alleys, and garages.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm making a list, if I'm making a list of my favorite things in cities, alleys, top.
Way towards the bottom. Towards the bottom.
Now I will say, like, I heard 2 stories over the weekend, which actually this is all very appropriate. This is our 10th anniversary of KFC Radio. So and while we're all now in New York, I heard 2 New York stories. One, I actually have a couple pictures of it in an alley behind, like right behind Penn Station, kind of where like the buses, like Megabus and all those things pick up. Yeah. There was just a absolute crack whore, like a literal crack whore who was getting her drugs and sucking this guy's dick to get the drugs in return. But I think they were like a couple at the same time.
Yeah, I get that.
So it was kind of romantic.
Yeah.
It's like, let's do our drugs and suck your dick. And then...
What's wrong with that?
No, it's just love. Just love.
Okay.
That was a pro for New York.
I got nothing against anything you just said to me there.
The second was I know a girl who got a homeless person dumped like a bag
I
of
forgot about this.
garbage on her. Like she was talking to the cops. She was next to the police, so she thinks that the guy was trying to get the cops, like, you fucking pigs. And I don't know if it was the can or a bag, but like dumped and showered down New York City garbage on her, like over her head. She said it like the garbage juice like seeped into her shirt, and she said she could just smell it on herself. And the cops were like, "Do you want to press charges?" And she was like, "It's a homeless person." He ran off. They started chasing him. So, and she just got on the subway and just rode the subway with like people like snickering and pointing at her, probably taking videos of her. And she said she just cried. And she was like, "I just cried and I could smell it. And now like I'm okay and we can laugh about it." And I was like, now you're in New York.
I feel like
That's I mean, I don't like when the air conditioner drips on me.
yeah,
Let alone garbage juice.
that is gross.
Garbage juice soaking into your clothes and on your skin is like, ooh, I would jump in front of the next train.
I think I'm gonna make a tornado type promise. No one's ever gonna dump garbage on my head. I think I'm aware enough.
But
That I think
you think so?
I think so.
Huh.
I think so. I think if I'm in a subway area, I think you're gonna be pretty hard pressed to dump a trash can on my head.
Yeah, we have an interview coming out with Sal Volcano this week talking about walking around the streets in New York and whether or not you have awareness if people are following you or whatever. I don't know if you would, man.
Yeah,
I feel like you
I'm not
got
as
your headphones in.
I'm not as common as, but I listen to music quietly enough, particularly in the subway because it's so loud.
Yeah.
That I almost like I've said this I do on flights where like I just like if a baby's crying I'm like you win, dude, and I take it out because the
It's too loud.
It's
You got
too
the
much
crying with
going
the-
on.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like the subways are so loud that I just
Right.
kind of turn the music down and I'm like I'm not gonna try
Listen,
to fight this.
and then you're ready.
So I think I
right.
think I'm
You know
gonna
what we're
stick with
do?
a promise.
I'm gonna put this to the test.
Yeah, you're gonna put
One
a
of
hit
these
out on
days,
me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say maybe me, but actually no. I'll put a hit out on you. Anybody who dumps a bag of garbage on Feidelberg, you get like, I'll cover your medical expenses because he's gonna fucking knock you out.
I don't know if I will. I think I'd be so flustered and befuddled. They're like, God damn, that guy got me.
He got me. Bitch. The conversation with Sal will be next episode. Today's episode, we have Adam22 from No Jumper and Lena the Plug, his baby mom, his wife. Yeah, girlfriend, fiance, wife.
I believe they're married.
Yeah, okay. Absolute delight.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
to a man and woman, and everybody I met in the adult industry world. I don't know exactly what they are because we have this discussion. Are they porn stars? They're just a couple that like they don't sleep with other people. They haven't fucked like other porn stars. They just like film their sex life. I don't know. Whatever that is, it is in the adult world. Everyone I've met in the adult industry world is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
They're very polite. They're very sweet. They're very nice. They're all very like genuine. And it's just funny though. They
the
also just have
highest
these
shooting
awesome,
percentage of good people.
by far.
Yeah.
And they all have just awesome stories to boot because they're like, I was fucking this and fucking that, and we were sucking his dick, and Adrian Chechik did this, and
begging you to fuck her. Is,
it's insane. The interview is absolutely fucking insane. So coming up with that. But like I said, today is the 10th anniversary of KFC Radio. It's brought to you by Priceline. Priceline is an online travel agency. Now, I know Feidelberg is big on the old school style.
I am.
Travel
but when
agent.
I'm not, a Priceline.
You don't need an average. You don't need that agent because Priceline is that agent for you. They find discount rates for all travel-related purchases. That means airline tickets and hotel stays and cars and travel, all that stuff. You can save up to 60% on your favorite hotels. You can get exclusive deals on rental cars and flights, like I said, and it saves you more time booking all this shit. So you get to do more on your vacation or your work trip or whatever it may be. Every trip's a big deal with Priceline. So when you're ready to book your next one, go to Priceline.com and you'll have the best deals possible to get more out of your trip. 10 years. I'm actually very proud of that. Out of all of the, there are times where like the podcast hits number one on the charts whenever somebody debuts a new one, and there are moments where we have a big guest and we get into certain ratings. We hit certain download marks. We land certain advertisers throughout the years. Like there's been a lot of benchmarks for KFC Radio that I'm proud of. But I think by far is the longevity. 10 years is – I'm always very, very proud and like cocky about when people are like, so when did you guys start? And I'm like 2012. And they're like, No. Like when you start the podcast. Like, I know. 10 fucking years ago.
I
Very few people have been doing it longer. And I mean, of course, the big ones, the Bill Simmons and the Joe Rogans, and then a couple of the comedians, Bobby Kelly has them and stuff. But like for the most part, all the comics you're listening to, and all the internet personalities, and all the sports personalities, and all that shit are coming, years after this one. So, and we went through like, times where nobody in the beginning when nobody was listening. We went through all different.
When we first started, what were our listener numbers?
I mean, it's a good question. I'm probably like a couple thousand.
Oh, I was gonna say hundreds.
Yeah, no, I think early on. I think right away, because it was a new thing that Barstool was doing. It probably debuted pretty good for let's say 5,000. It's not like we were making the charts or anything. And then I think it like. The people who liked it stuck with it. The people who just tested it out and were kind of like, I don't know what this podcast thing is, or I'm not watching on YouTube or whatever. Then it probably dipped. And I remember there was that summer, it was probably the first summer, maybe the second one. Probably the second one. In the beginning, we were excited. The second summer, we had like skipped every other week, and we were kind of like, I don't want to do it, da-da-da. And it was either like let's scrap this or let's do this. Because the only way, I tell people all the time, fucking broken record, how can I get in the binges or how can I do a podcast? The only thing you can control is do it every week. When nobody's listening, when you don't want to, when you don't have any material, whatever, you have to post at the same time every week. And then we for whatever reason, said like, fuck it, let's do it.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like not me.
I think I was about to say I think it was you.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably knew I was.
Because
the only way I was going to do anything was to hitch my wagon to you and Dan.
Well, no, but
no, guys, let's keep working together.
I mean, probably, but I don't mean that in like a bad way. I think I was kind of like, at that point we're still writing every day. I'm doing the rundown. I mean, that was probably 2013 or 14.
That was my only reprieve. That was
you would go hide for an hour.
That was the 1 hour a day I
Dave
didn't get yelled at in the office.
Yeah. No, and
the
that's
1 hour a day Dave wasn't like, why don't you just write more like me?
Just be me, dude. I think you were, an instrumental part of that, being like, let's do it. Which you usually actually are, despite our laziness. Like there are times where I'm always like we don't have to do it, and you'll be like, no, like let's do it or whatever. Like what if we make a plan or we say we're gonna do something? Like I think you're usually more the one to like to
really
make yeah. I'm not saying it's a lot, brother. I'm just saying it's more than me.
I don't get that from me.
If we're talking about a race to see who's more or less flaky, me and you are like fucking gold and silver medal. But yeah, we made a deal to like a promise or whatever to stick it out. And in the beginning, we would do like a couple hours or whatever, and then we would drop it like I would drop like a chunk Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
I don't remember anything, man.
Yeah,
I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
I don't. Part of that is because I had to get so fucking drunk to do these shows.
That's crazy to me.
Dude.
Yeah, you were like nervous to do them?
Bro, when we were doing Zoom still,
yeah,
I would have
Skype.
Just
and
Skype.
Google Hangout, which is dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember when we accidentally, it was like during like the national championship game or something like that, and we accidentally let everyone in? We had like 70 people in the Google Hangout.
See, even stuff like that. National championship, Alabama versus like whoever.
This is the first lecture chair.
It was It was like the first of Alabama's like new fucking dynasty, right? It was like early on, and we were doing a watch along, like a second screen electric chair thing, and yeah, we were trying to like let some people in to join us, and we just let everybody.
Yeah,
and I remember I was on the phone with my brother because he called me and was like, "This is fucked. Like we let everyone in, we can't get them out," and my mic was still on. I wasn't muted, and I said something like, "Well, I don't know, like fuck it, I'm not gonna sit with all these losers," or something like that. And so we like quickly. He was like, "Your mic's on." But yeah, we went through all those growing pains. But yeah, you would get drunk to do.
Dude, I mean, like I wasn't like drunk, blackout, but like yeah, I would definitely like. Because we were, I think we were all like drinking a beer on it.
Yeah,
but
that was the beginning. It was like, this is gonna be the man podcast.
Right. Smoke a cigar too.
Right.
No, I would definitely have like 2 or 3 shots beforehand, and then have a few beers, and then drink a beer on it. So
that's
funny.
So, that'll get you there at that age
buzz,
too.
Yeah,
that's funny. I mean, yeah. So, oh shit.
Like that. Not like the first time in particular, but every time for a long time, I was so scared.
that the thought that you were like nervous about it cracks me up because I thought, if anything, those days were like the most pure, like don't really give a fuck. We're truly just like hanging out and doing it.
It was, but also like I didn't even really know you guys.
Yeah, well,
right? Like we knew each other on Gmail, but we didn't with GChat, but we didn't hang. We hadn't hung out. We hung out here and very briefly.
I
here
think
and there.
I did probably the first like 15. I think your first episode was like 18 or something like that. So I probably did a few weeks solo, where I just talked to the voicemail callers, which we're trying to get one of the original callers on today's episode. But I remember thinking like, I don't know, your blogs were funny and like, so, you know, you probably can like just like shoot the shit too. So let's give that a shot. And I think that first episode you delivered that magician's answer that I loved. It was if you could, and that became one of our ATI questions that we still ask to this day. If who's like the worst group of fans? If you could wipe one group of fans off the face of the earth,
one group of people.
Yeah, one group of people off the face of the earth, and Fights just like pauses and was like, magicians.
That's a good. I didn't even think about that. That's a good one. Magicians. Weird me out.
Now, are we talking like David
liked
Blaine magicians, David
All of
Copperfield, all of them?
Anyone who's done a card trick ever. I don't like being tricked. I don't like people who think they're smarter than me. Magicians. Oh, thanks.
That was a phenomenal answer. I don't think we can go any higher than that. So let's keep it moving. Magicians.
And it just took me so off guard. I like was so taken aback. I thought that was a great answer, and I was like, that's fucking, you know, that bought you like a fucking month's worth of episodes right there. Like, I don't know, that was a funny moment that I really enjoyed. So like, I thought, you know, we picked up kind of everything you're saying is correct. Like, we didn't know each other. We hadn't really spoken. We hadn't hung out in person. We were doing it over the computer. We didn't know what we were doing yet. All of that considered, I think it went well. Like I'm sure if we listen back now, listen, if I listened to last episode, I'd be like cringing, you know? Those episodes, I remember doing a ad read. The original ad reads we did, Streaker Sports. We talked about that before. But when we finally got a ad read, I was like, okay, like we did it. Like, we've made it. It wasn't even a live episode. It was pre-recorded, so I easily could have just stopped and like gathered myself and did it. But I was like out of breath and like it snowballed on me the whole way. And by the end of it, I was like, "Go hang up, okay, Kevin, get 10% off your." And it was just like, oh boy, that was bad. All I was doing was reading a fucking piece of paper. So like doing the business side of things might have been tough, and some of it might have been a mess technologically or whatever. But I still maintain that the best, because you know what it is? We talked about it last week about, you know, the 1.6, how we have the 1.6 million people. We learned that last month we had 1.6 million new listeners who are listening for the first time. So that means those are 1.6 million people who have never heard us talk about, do you wipe sitting down or standing up? Who have never heard if you could have one superpower, what would it be? Who would win in a fight, LeBron or Michael Jordan? All the things that we've talked about a million times before. We have a whole new crop of people who have never heard them. But when we were doing those episodes, it was the first time we were doing them.
Yeah.
So it was genuine. It was the first time we had those. When somebody asked the 10,000 horse-sized duck-sized horses, like, it was new to us. And so all those things were fresh and genuine and just like good bar banter questions that we were like, I mean, at that point, that was our prime of like dumb bar questions, bar banter. That's what we were shining at, you know? So the thought of being like nervous for that is funny to me.
I mean, I don't get it anymore, but it was a long time. And despite the fact that I didn't think it was anything, I remember, and I'm probably paraphrasing and misquoting things here, but I remember when Chernin bought us, Dave sent a tweet that was something like I was shocked to learn that like one of the main reasons Chernin wants us is our podcast network, right? And then it was, which we didn't really have. We had KFC Radio, and then like I think Wine with Kelly was on it, and then like
Section 10 had been on there at that point.
Section 10 was on there. Oh yeah, because Jared worked for
Because the first episode of Section 10 was on the KFC Radio feed.
Okay, and then so Section 10, and then I think Renee replied like, I thought this was just a hobby.
Yep.
And I replied to Renee, Me too.
So did I.
like I didn't realize this was anything. What are you talking about? That's a why turning one of one of the reasons that turned
you know, as always with all this shit, it was always my brother. Brendan was always like pushing whatever medium was next, or social media, or platform, whatever. So I knew he said that, but I don't know. This is my brother, and you know, he's a nerdy guy who keeps up with technology and shit. So I was like, okay. Never once did I think like we have to do this because it will become the staple of our company.
Yeah.
I was like, I know I grew up with sports radio. I worked at the radio at Fordham. I want to do something like this. I also learned pretty quickly that I was like, I got to do more than right. Like I got to keep going here, you know?
This is all time.
Oh, this is, yes. This is the picture that, so when we finally had Chernin, when Chernin bought us, they finally dug into how our podcasts, like were published and what feeds they were on. So there was,
And it was like even which ones are Barstool and which one is like, maybe. Like,
yeah. So we had KFC Radio. I also was doing Mail Time, and then I did Daily Mail, which was quickie, small micro episodes every day. Then there was No Quitter, the Dixie Tour thing, and Barstool DVR was another podcast I did where I just talked about television. Then when Chernin bought us is also when Pardon My Take and Dave started a show called The Podfather, the Blogfather.
The Blogfather.
Yeah. And then there was
which by the way, I overheard. I think the first episode of that, I believe he had Jack Eichel on, and Dave was just like, "So how awesome?
how much you love Barstool?" Yeah. So like you love Barstool, right? Tell me about that.
it was like Jack Eichel. It was like probably the year he was like the first overall pick.
It's like, you want to talk about me,
And
dude?
it was just like, so when did you get into Barstool?
Hilarious.
I remember we were in Milton. I was downstairs listening to it, and like I don't think Dave asked a non-Barstool question.
So yeah, there's the Blogfather, which was just him, and honestly, swear to God, if Dave had just stuck with it all that time, no doubt in my mind he would have a Joe Rogan type podcast.
Yeah.
I think whatever he's doing with Eddie now is probably huge, but if he did it just as much, just as often, the Dave Portnoy show would be right there with Joe Rogan. Then there was Barstool DVR, No Quitters, which I know has a cult following. There is still a market for that, as long as MTV's still doing it. It's not a huge one, but there's probably like 10, 15,000 people who would listen to that every day, and they would buy all the merch and all the tickets and everything. Then there was the Dixie Tour. Then there was Blog Talk Radio, which was like a call-in. I think that was Dave tried to recreate what did he call his first show way
Power
back?
Hour.
Power Hour.
Yeah. Okay, yes, you're right.
Then there was Barstool Sports Philly, which just has a Philly logo. Barstool Sports Maryland just has a Maryland flag.
These weren't podcasts.
No, but I guess they were maybe trying to be. Here's the Power Hour. It has a picture of Elio and him. A logo, I don't know what it is, and neither do they. It says unknown, others, unknown. And Chip Chase, which I believe
Chip and
eventually
Chase.
became Spit and Chicklets.
What?
No. Chip and Chase, I think it was Chiefs. No?
It's a hockey podcast, but I thought
No,
that,
it didn't. Chicklets was Chicklets.
It's from the very beginning?
jump.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
then Chip and Chase must have been something with Chief doing hockey. And then there's two logos I have no idea. And then there's a Wine with Kelly like snuck in the bottom there. But what's even funnier is we have 4 different hosts, Podcast One, Libsyn, Blog Talk Radio, and others. And then we had the KFC Radio app that was separate. But I would just like it to be known that when I was doing Daily Mail, which was like 10 to 15 minute episodes every day.
Daily Mail is gone now, and it might be for the best.
Well, yes, because of the things I was saying were. But when podcasting first it has to be once a week for 1 hour. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to do like little things every day. And then micro podcasts became a thing and daily uploads became a thing. And I was like, fuck everybody. The amount of bad advice we got along the way.
And continue to get.
And still allow to be.
But I think that's just the. I don't even think it's just the industry. I think that's the world. No one knows anything.
But so here's the thing. I since this last year finally took till 10 years, 15 years total to I was like, I'm listening to myself now. We will do what we want to do and think is best. There was like one last regime of people at Barstool that I respected and knew and was like, I will listen to what you say. And then they were gone and new people came in, and not that they're not good at their job or anything, but it's just like, there's been a revolving door. So I'm doing it my way.
Yeah.
And had I done that from the jump and not listened to some of the things, we would have been on YouTube the whole time. I would have had a daily thing the whole time. There would have been a lot of shit along the way that like is now what the landscape and the whole industry is that we were told to stop. And I understand at the time because it was like we needed to make money this way, and that's what got us to Churnin, and that's what got us to Penn. So you can't, say, but that that hobby, God bless you, became. I really do wonder if we didn't come up with it first. If Dave did it first, if me and Dave got along better, and I did it first, but he was like cool with me. Did Dave genuinely think that podcasting wasn't a thing and it was just a hobby, or was he just saying that because he likes to kick me around? You know what I mean? If KFC's doing it, it must be lame. It must just be some nerdy hobby he's doing. There's no way it can actually be a big deal in media because I'm the media guy and I would know that. Mm-hmm. Or did he genuinely?
They're talking what ifs on Lights Camera Barstool today, and that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, like what if he had thought podcasting was important for whatever reason, either me or him or whatever, and we all had been doing.
But
it
even
from Jump
I
Street.
think Dave just doesn't like it, and I'm obviously speaking for him here, and I have no idea. But like, I mean, long after podcasts were big, he was still like not doing a podcast. Right?
Yeah,
long after it was very clear
but
it wasn't just a KFC thing.
Yes.
I would say until 2 years ago he didn't really do a podcast.
Yeah, no. I mean, until like Eddie went to him and was like, "I'll do all the work."
Right.
And I think he physically doesn't like doing them, but I really do wonder sometimes if it was just like a, well, if you're betting on this, I got to bet against it sort of thing. I do remember. I wonder if I could. I don't know if it was over the phone or email, but when I blogged saying, "Here's the Google Voice number to call and leave your voicemails," he hit me up right away and was like, it was the nicest, most complimentary, and nicest, maybe only nice thing I've ever got. He was like, "This is brilliant." I remember the word brilliant. He was like, "That's a brilliant idea." So I knew he was big on that. I was like, "Oh wow, the boss, likes what I did, right?"
Yeah,
And
getting an attaboy from Dave is.
I mean, I pressed publish, and I feel like it was either the phone rang or my inbox went in like right away. Like he jumped on that, but then when I put out the first episode, he listened to it and like never followed up with it. So I think, and now knowing Dave's personality and sense of humor and shit, of course he hated that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas we were all having fun with the hypotheticals and would you rather and who would win in a fight and all that shit. Dave was probably like, why aren't we talking about me or whatever? You know what I mean? So when I was like, he loves it, and then listened to it and got no feedback, it was like, oh, the boss hates it, So, but I was like, I don't know, I'm still gonna do it because also.
I mean, again, we can't, like, we say it every time. Like, it is dumb.
Yeah, no, it's totally dumb.
But what isn't dumb?
But that's also
What
why
isn't
it
dumb?
works. Like, what works in podcasting.
Is arguing about sports not dumb?
All of it's so
Very
stupid.
dumb.
But what we've learned about podcasting, too, is, like, the shiny, well-produced, and there actually is a market for that now, but, like, the whole thing about podcasting, and it's said over and over again, is I feel like I'm in the room with my friends.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just having a conversation with my friends, except like I can't talk. That's you don't go to a bar and sit down and like present to your friends with a script. You just start babbling about shit. So that's why it worked, and that's why it continues to work. And I do have to give props. This guy's not getting back to me. I wish I set it up earlier. I was doing an episode of the Mets podcast the other day, and this guy was talking about the Mets, and he was like, oh, and by the way, I was the first caller ever on KFC radio. And I was like flabbergasted because I've been like not actively looking for that guy, but here and there I've always mentioned I'd love to talk to some of the original callers. And then this guy was like, yeah, I'm the number one. And he called up with the McDonald's fedora question.
Oh, that was his?
Which is one of the most original, unique, everybody's come up with some variation of fucking your mother and your father or whatever. This one was, would you rather throw up every time you hear the word McDonald's or you have to wear a fedora for the rest of your life, and everywhere you go, you wear it. And when someone asks you about it, you have to say, I just like the way it looks. I've never heard anybody else replicate that question.
No.
That is a true blue Christian, that's his name, KFC Radio original. And I want to try to get him on the Zoom here or call him because, to be perfectly honest, I never had any intentions for this show to be anything one way or the other. I figured people would call up and talk about sports. And I would talk about, like, Francesa type shit. And him, Christian, and like 5 other guys did like animal questions, weird questions, sex questions, and that. So I answered those, and that's where we went. That is the only reason. I never sat down and thought like we should do some salacious sex stuff. I never sat down and thought like, what really gets a lot of engagement is like picking one side or the other, like listing top 5 shit. Like, I mean, I guess it's like chicken or the egg. It's like those guys called up and left those because that's what guys are talking about and shit.
Yeah.
So that's why we went that direction. It's not like they came up with something crazy novel, It's not like they called up and were like talking about like skiing or something and it became a skiing podcast. But that's it. That's like, that is just where and why it started that way. And then Dan joined and it became even more of that because people, I don't know if people realize when Dan was on KFC Radio, he was just like let's see if he can concoct an argument for the most ridiculous shit. Like, I remember we called him, because one of the questions is, if you were a patron saint, what would you be the patron saint of? And he was the patron saint of irrational confidence.
Yes.
Because everything he said was, I can do that. I can climb a mountain. I can go to space. I'm smarter than Christopher Columbus.
Could take a punch from Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, which we ended up, Logan Paul kind of proving probably him correct.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. He would knock Floyd Mayweather out first.
If they went punch for punch,
standing still.
Right.
He would knock Floyd Mayweather out.
Right.
Mayweather
I still believe.
As long as, I think he said he needed like a month to strengthen his neck.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And did he get to go first though? I think that was part of his.
I think he probably got to go first too.
Because I still think, and maybe I am wrong on this because Logan kind of did prove it. Were they wearing gloves?
I don't think so.
See, this is the fun part of it. I think Floyd Mayweather, even at $155, bare knuckles, knows exactly where to hit your chin.
Yeah.
That if he goes first,
the chin, he's hitting you back here.
Whatever it is, the temple, the chin, the side. I think even with a 100-pound weight discrepancy, I think you're going lights out.
Did you see the viral video fairly recently? Let's call it 3 weeks ago, of the dude in a hospital room. I think his wife was giving labor. And this guy was doing this on the side.
Classic.
And he was doing the fucking this thing.
Yeah.
But his hands were going so fast they looked like they were moving in reverse.
Yep.
And that was just a regular guy.
Like wheels on the
That
car
was a guy who
commercials.
does some amateur boxing or works out at a boxing gym. He's just a guy.
Dude, yeah.
What do you think Floyd Mayweather's fucking hands do? They fucking destroyed Dan Katz's face.
And also, that was, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So that argument, Floyd 10 years ago was a lot different too. And so that, it just became that. We did cat fights for a little while. That's an old school thing. A lot of people probably don't know. It was like 60 seconds on the clock. I give Feidelberg and Dan a topic that neither of them knew what it was going to be, right?
No.
I didn't give you any
I don't
idea?
think so. No.
So
I think we always.
I was just like,
which
what's
is-
better, vanilla or chocolate? Dan, chocolate, go. And he had to argue it. So even if you didn't believe in it, you had to argue whichever side I gave to you. You have 30 seconds on the clock.
These arguments, when we bring up stuff like this, always makes me think of my greatest argument of all time, which was on the show Barguments.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that show?
Yeah. What was the argument though?
It was me versus Francis Ellis.
Uh-huh.
It was Nacho Doritos versus Cool Ranch Doritos.
That is a 50-50 in my mind.
Okay.
No, not really. I do give it to nacho cheese, but
So that was the same thing where everyone. By the way, I'm fucking awesome at Barguments. I think I won. I wasn't even invited back this year.
Bro.
I won last year.
I fucking got robbed in arguments against Dave. I won that argument, and the peanut gallery was voting, and they were all too fucking pussy to say that Dave lost. That was bullshit. I should have won that.
But it was Francis went first. It was cool. Dave was the judge. Cool. I think it was the first Barguments ever. Francis went first. Minute on why Cool Ranch is better, and then it came to me. My turn.
Uh-huh.
We have to find a clip of this because it's
Oh, I think I know what you said. Like,
legendary.
you said what color?
I said, everyone close your eyes.
Yes. There's some McConaughey shit.
Doritos. What color is the bag? And then Dave just slammed the gavel.
What a moment, dude! That is a great moment. You know what? And it's a shame that you were like the way you are, John, because you probably were just like cool, like won Barguments. You should have been like, I need that clipped. I want that put out. I want everyone to see that because that is short of McConaughey saying like, Now close, like open your eyes. Now what if that little girl was white?
Yeah.
That is the time to kill version of Barstool right
Francis
there.
was like, Francis talked about it more than I did. Francis was like, that was the craziest thing I ever seen.
Nacho Doritos versus Cool Ranch Doritos.
Okay. I'm going to go nacho.
Okay. That puts you at Cool Ranch. Great. And we will start with you. You get roughly a minute. I'll hammer the gavel when we're done.
Yeah.
Feidelberg, you get to respond, and then there may be some give and take.
Ready?
Ready.
Cooler Ranch Doritos are far better than Nacho Cheese Doritos because Nacho Cheese Doritos, I mean, it's a chip made out of cheese. That's disgusting. You add cheese to a chip. It's a dip. You don't make a cheese chip. Cooler Ranch Doritos also have that nice kind of zesty aftertaste, that little kick that cools your mouth off. I mean, I'm not a big fan of ranch myself, but they make the dusting
You
is
arguing
nice.
against yourself right now?
I don't really know how we do this. I'll be honest with you. I'm wildly uncomfortable right now.
You're doing really well, and then you lost a lot of points there. But Feidelberg, your chance, your read.
Okay, everyone do me a favor real quick. Just close your eyes. Doritos. What color is the bag?
Feidelberg wins.
Great. Good fight. That was fun. Thank you, guys.
Good argument. Good argument.
Not my
That's a great argument. Yeah, so I mean, there was cat fights and Dan.
Did you already find it? No. Oh, I thought you
crazy.
I'm just getting this.
And then obviously Dan went to so yeah, the behind the scenes of Dan leaving was like that all came about. We had our first real live show at the Wilbur, and
No, not first.
first like
We've done
we
Caroline's.
done Caroline's. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. And then we went to the Wilbur, and Pardon My Take had started and had become like a phenomenon. And Dan had kind of been like, no, I'll still do episodes here and there, but he really started to like cancel last minute, couldn't make a bunch in a row. And basically, while in Boston, we like put together that was like our last shows ever.
Was it?
It was like, yeah, because
really remember it.
it was supposed to be like, it was supposed to just be a show, and then like as we were talking backstage, it was Dan was kind of like, well, like I'm not gonna be doing it much longer, and like this is happening and that's happening. A bunch of like kind of scheduling things were being talked about, and it was kind of like, well, then this is it. Like let's
That was
just make-
backstage. I remember
or it was like
having
that
one
weekend or
I
the
remember
trip
having
up
a
there
meeting
or
like,
whatever.
meeting in like the studio, like not the we only had 2 studios at the old office, so not the Sirius studio, the other one. I remember having a meeting in there, being like, I don't know if it was clear. I mean, it was pretty clear. It was like
We knew it was happening,
Yeah.
but like we had just got the couch. We were gonna do Couchella. We were gonna do Couchapalooza. We were gonna do all the couch series, and then it was kind of like, no,
we
not
picked
really.
up that couch ourselves. That was fucking ridiculous.
That was so. The things that we do now, that we did then, that we would never do now.
We drove a fucking U-Haul around Manhattan to pick up a couch to drive to Boston.
And it was like
fucking ridiculous.
the ugly, stupid, cheap couch that we could have. We should have just got it from someone in fucking Boston, you know.
But no, this is the couch. And actually, I don't think we were like, this is the couch. I don't think we'd even seen it. I think
Yeah, no,
someone was just like, we have a free couch for you.
Yeah, that was it.
At this point, we are a couple, like we're a company that has been purchased from,
I mean, we-
I
and
don't know,
we-
$15, $20 million, whatever the price was.
And we were selling out the Wilbur. It was like, we
Like,
don't need to fucking be doing
we
this
don't have-
couch
We don't need a
shit.
free couch. We don't need to go driving up our own free couch.
I do remember though when Pardon My Take was starting, and I've gone through enough of it myself now. When you start to get pulled in different directions with multiple shows, and one's more successful than the other, and you don't have whatever. I remember being told, like, well, you can't do 2 shows.
Yeah.
And then it was well, you guys are all going to go on tour. So what if KFC Radio was touring the same time Pardon My Take was touring? There's only so many hours in a day. There's no way you can do multiple shows. And I was kind of like, okay, I see what's going on here. Whatever, it's fine. Nobody wants to just be like, I don't want to do your show anymore. So Erica got involved. I get all that. But then to look around, it's like all anybody does here is multiple shows. Yeah. We do radio, we do podcasts, we do appearances, we do whatever. And then that was the ASA years started, which as much as they ended up not working, they like that quick. Like we have this well-known superstar, fucking porn star, who like came in and downloads actually went up because it was something so new and interesting. Because I was like, well, this show, what's gonna happen here? Like it's just gonna fall off.
I think that's when people started saying we were like a sex podcast, which was fair because we
Yeah,
had us on
because
it.
especially with
because
us
I
on it.
never think and maybe it's because I don't listen to podcasts. I still to this day never think we overly talk about sex.
No.
I think it comes up occasionally. I think no more than
Any
an
other
average
show.
group of friends talk
Right.
about sex. Like it comes up occasionally, no doubt.
That is
but
my
it's
thing,
not-
though. I think what we probably underestimate, I guess, is like, to me, when you tell a story about drinking and someone's like, "Oh, like tough guy, you must drink a lot, right?" And it's like, I don't know, no, man, There was a story about when I got drunk one time.
Right.
Like we do that a lot. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing about sex, where it was like, oh wow, let me guess, you're talking about sex again. It's like, well, yeah, man, because people are on like a never-ending quest to get laid, and you tell stories about that. It's like,
But like,
that was
I
what
would
life.
say we are a sub, maybe like one sex conversation per episode.
Yeah, but
maybe.
But what I'm saying is that there are people who, the minute you're talking about sex in depth at all, you're talking about a position you're doing or a story that happened to you, there are some people who are like, whoa, man.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
where we're just like, yeah, I don't know. Like you had a threesome in New Orleans or what, whatever it may be. But yeah, there was definitely that period of time where people were like, it's a sex show. Which is funny. Just again, you weather the storm. It's like now it's like, you want to talk about sex shows. It's like fucking, I wish we had Asa right now. We'd probably be the fucking top of the moon. That was the problem, is that sponsors were scared and we were talking too much about sex and this, that, and the other thing. Now it's like, you kidding me? We'd probably be, the richest out there. So, and then that, but I do remember saying, and it ruffled Dan's feathers, and I think some people like disagree with it at the time. But when Dan started to leave, our episodes together, I thought were like better actual podcasting, because we had gotten to the point where it was so silly and ridiculous, and then me and you started to have conversations where it was like, oh, that was like a good conversation about life and real, and that's when we kind of pivoted to the show that we are here now. So it was a long, meandering way to get to 10 years of podcasting. Hopefully we'll get this guy Christian. He's not responding now, so maybe we'll get him on the second episode to talk about leaving that first voicemail. But it's just so funny to think that there are some guys out there that are like, I left that voicemail or whatever, Oh, I had one this weekend. I hate to bring this up because he's gonna hate this too, but I'm at TBall this weekend. This guy, I'm at TBall, and me talking about content is where this came from. So now talking about content again is, I meet him at TBall, and he says to me, "Do you remember me? I'm the one who like tweeted about that event at preschool event."
Okay, yeah. I remember.
You remember this?
I remember you talking about this. Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
Caitlin remembered it too, like right off the bat.
Yeah, I remember this. I'm gonna remember it more as you explain it, but I definitely.
Well,
remember
no,
this.
we didn't even talk about the. So when someone ever says to me, "I'm the guy who tweeted you XYZ," I'm always like, "Oh, I don't remember, man, but like, I'm sure it was funny or whatever." So he was like, I tweeted at you about like blah 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 school, and I was like, "Oh," like a smile on my face, like, "Oh, cool, man." And he was like, and I feel like a douchebag about it, and I was like, "What?" And he's kind of started to explain that he was talking shit about me as a dad, and then basically said to me like, but like, I see you out here, man, like there's a bunch of guys who like really don't give a shit, and like you're actually a pretty cool dad. And so like I just wanted to say sorry, and I was kind of like, it's all good, man. We shook hands, but as I walked away, I was like, no, wait a minute, no, wait, fuck this, fuck this, wait, what did he? I don't. What was the?
I don't
original
remember.
tweets
It
about?
was something. It might have been a father-daughter dance or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remember you telling me the story about it on the show. I don't remember you tweeting about it.
I mean, yeah, Caitlin remembered it right away too. So it was something like particularly nasty. But I was like, cool, like whatever. And then I was like, fuck you for even bringing this up, because now I don't really remember it. Like, you get your clear conscience and you're fine. You were doing that for you, not for fucking me.
Now I toil in agony for the next 3 weeks.
It's like bullshit, man. But that was my since we're away this week, I'm ending my coaching season. I was 0-7. I was 0-7. Seven ties.
There you go. Not
seven
too bad.
ties, yeah. But what I
Not
did
a single
do,
undefeated, you ended it.
what I did do is Keegan like really had a big game where he like fucking crushed a couple balls and was fielding it, and he was like, when we were leaving, he was like, I want to play more. So we went to Dick's, and I got like the rubber mat bases, and I got a real tee for home. I got a bunch of like the squishy balls, and the wiffle balls. They were out of baseballs. Dick's was like, I don't know, fucking supply chain. They didn't have any fucking actual baseballs. But so we got all that shit for the backyard, and I got a mitt for myself. And I have not had a baseball glove. I didn't like once I started getting older and surgeries and not playing. I was not one of those guys that like moved with my baseball mitt everywhere we went. I know guys who are like, I have my mitt right in my trunk, ready to go right now. I'm like, not me.
I have they're at my parents' house. I don't
even think I have that. So I got just like a basic. Man, some gloves are fucking expensive, dude.
Was it? Why wouldn't you
Some
have
were like $399. One I got was
Dude,
like,
do you know hockey skates are $1,000?
Yeah, you were telling me that the other day. But that I can at least understand.
Why?
It's like, well, you think about like basketball shoes are like $200.
Yeah.
And now you have like, but now you need a blade and it's got to function and
5 times the price.
5 times is probably too much.
Sticks are like $400. Sticks are crazy.
Yeah,
Dude,
well, that's why I said my son ain't ever touching a hockey stick ever, man. You are not falling in love with that sport, dude. Between the timing of it all and the fucking price of it all. But I got a glove and I got like the oil and this shit to break it in. And I haven't started yet, but I am going to love breaking in a glove again.
Yeah.
Like fucking.
Put in the oven.
Yeah.
Sleep
driving
on it.
putting it under shit, all that stuff. But it is a very cool. It is one of the first things I've done as a father that I am genuinely. If you gave me like truth serum, like I'm excited to do all sorts of activities with them and see them do whatever. But this part where I can kind of be involved and like we're gonna have a catch and I'm gonna teach you and all that shit, I was like, I like this. I'll watch your dance recital and I'll go to this thing with you, Keegan, whatever it may be. But this one, I was like, I got my own mitt. I'm gonna fucking we're gonna So I was like, wow, this actually is starting to get fun. So very thinking about when I started the podcast to where I'm at now. I mean, when it's all said and done, people will have watched us, like, especially you, grow up like your whole fucking life.
Yeah,
your whole like.
I actually kind of had a moment like I had. I actually have 2 like more things change kind of moments thing, but one was yesterday when I was flying here. I was flying first class.
Ayo!
Apparently that's a thing now.
Yeah, Johnny upgrades.
But I was eating Lunchables in it.
Isn't that perfect? Isn't that the duality of man? John Feidelberg in a nutshell.
As I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, this is how it's always gonna be.
Yeah,
the guy next to me, dude, the flight. I'm not gonna complain intensely about the flight, but the guy next to me was playing the drums like the whole time, like on his seat and stuff like this, and like kind of good. Like
listening to music.
Halfway through the flight, I looked over. He didn't have headphones in. He was just doing it.
Was he? Like special needs?
Sir, I said first class.
He was just like.
It was like it was clear he plays the drums because it wasn't just like random nonsense. But like he wasn't like dressed like he wasn't a drummer. Like he's a man.
And he was of sound mind.
He's a businessman who plays
fully functioning mind.
Yes. And he was just like, and like when I finally, because why I looked over, it's because I was in the suite, my phone was dying.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
But this is crazy. I was in 1A, so I was looking at like the
TVs, right?
No TVs.
Were you on American Airlines?
Yeah.
So was I. So their whole thing now it says like enjoy the Wi-Fi and you can watch on your tablet.
But my phone was dying.
And that agreed, yes. But also you have to pay for the Wi-Fi. Mm-hmm. I thought it was like no TVs, but we'll give you the Wi-Fi because everyone's got a tablet or a phone, and So it's like no, I have to pay and use my own shit.
Yep. And I was running out of battery, but I was.
And then you also have to. I had a charger on me though, so I was going to charge, but then I couldn't plug my headphones in. I guess that's why I have the AirPods. But I was like, either I have to play this out loud or my battery dies. This is not great American.
Well, the reason it was crazy. It was crazy to not even
to have no first class TVs is nuts.
It's
nuts. Like what are we? I'm charging for a little bit of extra legroom here. Fuck that.
But so I kept, as my phone was dying, I kept subtly just kind of looking around the cabin, waiting for someone, a more experienced first class flyer, to like
open some shit up
open a
and,
thing
like-
and just like a fucking TV comes out. So I kept kind of like grazing. I'm like, all right, is someone gonna take their fucking TV out so I can find out where this fucking
Imagine
TV
if you were
is.
like, "Excuse me, miss, where are the TVs?" She's like, "What are you talking about? You know, like, is it under the seat?" Like, no, there just are no televisions,
Yeah.
dickhead. That's fucking
It was like-
great.
I was
man.
trying my best not to turn my head. I was like, all right, I'm gonna pee. I'm like, actually, you don't have to go to the bathroom. Never mind. It's like, wow, no one's taking their TVs.
So good. None of you are taking out the hidden televisions? What? That is fucking great. Eating Lunchables, looking for the hidden TVs. But that's why it works. That's why people like it. Honestly, if we ever put out like if there's ever like a podcast album that ever becomes a thing, we're calling it Lunchables in first class. Lunchables in first class is exactly why we have success. Like if someone ever said, "What's the secret to your podcast?" I'm gonna say Lunchables in first class. That's it right there, man. That's so perfect.
That sounds like one of those punk rock songs.
Yes, yeah. Or like I could see like Jack Harlow having a song called that or something like that. Lunchables in first class. I love it, man.
But the other thing I did, both food related. So
don't say. That's what we are. We're not a sex podcast. We're a fat food podcast.
we're a food poisoning podcast.
Yeah.
That's where
Yes,
that's
we're
where this is
disgusting.
about to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
No kidding. If it's John talking about it, he's gonna shit and puke by the end of it.
That's literally the two things I'm about to do.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
So as you know, I went to the doctor finally, found out about my tonsillitis.
Right.
Got some antibiotics, and boy, have I had a lot of diarrhea. Like
Related? You think that's related?
Like Kevin, like I've never had it before in my life. Like it would
Got the piss ass?
like
Where
just
he's pissing out your ass?
Kevin.
Pissing.
Kevin, it's so bad. I'm not going to tell you about it. That's it. Okay, that's how bad it is.
I remember.
That's how bad it is.
We
if it's because Jackie's in my
Jackie's
eye line.
here.
If Jackie
I
was
know.
if Jackie was maybe where Paz is, maybe I tell you. I'm not telling you. How bad
I'll
it is.
tell mine because she's not looking at me. Because I remember my senior year of high school, we all went to the Bahamas, and I think it was a combination of being in a foreign country, eating shitty food, and drinking like ungodly amounts. But on the flight home, I quote unquote took a shit on the plane. Can't call it that. And as I was coming out, my other buddy was going in, and we just called it the piss ass. And I was like, "Did you have the piss ass?" And he's like, "Yeah, me too." I was like, "This is almost what it's like to be a girl?" Because we were just sitting down to pee. It just happens to be coming out of our assholes. It was just straight. It was not like liquidy. It was liquid.
Liquid.
That's it.
It's like the kind like like when you forget like after you're done shaking, you still have like a dribble. Like something like you stand up and you have like
Oh, the piss ass.
You look down and see like where the hell did that come? Just dribble on my ass on the seat. Okay, so that's how bad it is. Turns out I was gonna tell you.
You know what's funny?
I'm like a girl. Like, I make you play hard. I play hard to get. But
I'm gonna tell you.
I want to tell you.
So you're saying like the way like your dick can drip a little bit of pee, you dripped it off your ass?
Multiple times, dude.
That you know what's great? We never have to worry about like a Me Too situation with Jackie. There will never be any sort of problems with that in this department because you're talking about you have to like shake your ass off, dude, like the same way you shake your dick.
Like
you
I
should
said,
have
I was like,
did a
how
little
do I
shimmy.
get on the seat?
Oh, that's disgusting.
Dude, disgusting. And so this is all because of I had a swollen throat. All because I had tonsillitis. And so I finally Google. I'm like,
Is
all
it?
right. I'm like, I go, what are the side
What they
effects?
say,
of-
swollen throat, loose ass.
So I Google what are the side effects of this medicine, and Google's like pretty bad diarrhea.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Like right away.
That should be a heads up from the doctor.
Like,
Yo,
pretty significant diarrhea. I'm like, I just want fucking one hole to work normal.
the one going in, the one going out. Both my holes are just
one
ravaged.
fucking hole to be. All right.
Now you know what Adriana Chechik feels like. Holes just ravaged, dude.
So-
That's I mean, the joke is always kind of like, you take Altavir. And side effects include like nausea, dizziness, like blah blah blah, diarrhea, and death.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, man, all the things that fix the problem cause another one that's worse.
But
I'd rather just wait for my tonsils to go away than be doing piss ass.
That's also some old age shit, I think. Like where
yeah.
side effects become
a thing. Yeah.
Like side effects weren't a thing my whole life.
Right? Like the side effect of drinking is a hangover. We just never had to deal with that. The same way that side effects of these pills is going to be diarrhea. Nope, not neither.
Yeah, diarrhea. But so Saturday night.
Just want one of my holes to work.
Jackie's faces.
She's just so. I feel like you guys have got to be running on fumes. No, well, you know what?
Hang on, real quick. I want to finish. Saturday night, I'm at the diviest dive bar of all the world. A dive bar I've talked about regularly. One of my favorite bars back in my parents' hometown.
Yeah.
And
this is the all of the regular
all the usual.
All the usuals. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so there is a it's not a crock pot. What do you call it? I guess it's a crock pot.
Crock pot or just like a big like a pasta pot?
No, I think it's a crock pot.
Like a thick like clay like ceramic one almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so someone in the band goes, "That's got meatballs in it." Meatballs. I just kind of choked on it. That's got meatballs in it. So me and a buddy are like,
I do like meatballs.
I love a good meatball. He goes over there, and a woman is immediately, don't touch this. Don't touch this.
Yeah.
And he's like, why? She's like, it's been here for a few days, and like it's not plugged in. Like, don't eat this. And then another woman, did you eat these meatballs? No. And then another woman goes, I mean, how bad can a meatball get? Which the two of us were like, great question. Like, how bad can a meatball get?
I mean, how bad can meat get? Pretty fucking bad.
Like literally those two words together, like a meatball. How bad can a meatball? How bad can a ball of meat?
How bad can
possibly
you're telling me that meat's gonna like rot over the course of a few days, like rotting flesh? Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad.
But so we decided that can't do that.
I swear to God, if you had eaten it, I would have been like, I can't trust you again.
Yeah.
I can't trust you with anything ever again if you eat day-old meat, multiple days old meat that you've been warned about.
Yeah. But that's crazy. We can't do that. So also at this bar, they have like bags of chips.
Real quick, just so you know, just so you put this together, random woman at the bar warned you not to eat the old meat. Own mother intentionally served you day old meat. Just so we're keeping score.
But so so we're like we can't do that. But so at this bar they serve three other things. They have bags of chips, frozen pizzas that they pop in the oven for you.
Respect.
And then oysters. and
I guess,
like
but you're kind of
oysters.
you're in New England, right?
Like stuffed oysters. Yeah. And I was like, probably the first person ever. I was like, I'm gonna do 2 oysters, and my friend's like, dude, what?
You get no sympathy.
And I said,
from a place that already has rotten meatballs, the oysters are gonna be fresh.
I said, I want to see if I wrote down my exact quote.
God
like,
damn
what?
it!
I said, I already have diarrhea. Might as well have an oyster. And I didn't get any worse diarrhea, but I did puke everywhere.
Oh my God.
Dude, I puked everywhere. like probably 2 hours later, I was vomiting all over the yard.
You know what's the worst part of that is like getting 2 oysters is so pointless.
They're stuffies. They're stuffed oysters.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say it's like that doesn't fill you up or anything.
No,
So that'll do it. And you just puked everywhere.
It's puked everywhere, bro. I would say like this was not like lowering the bar pukes from like gagging, puking. I would say I had 6 good heaves.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you poisoned yourself with rotten, like the little fucking grime of the sea oysters. Like, disgusting.
It was gross. It was really gross.
10 years and still doing.
Before we go on, we're going to get to the airport thing in a second, I think. I just have a question. I learned this on Saturday night, too. Do you know what Steve Kerr's son's name is? This isn't a joke. You were talking about it?
Yeah, me and Jackie were talking
I
about
don't remember it, but I know it's something wacky. Right?
No.
What is it?
It's Nick.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Pick up on that when I was talking about that at the
Nicholas
airport?
Kerr.
It's his Wikipedia is Nick.
Nick. I know it is. I know. I remember that last time.
And it's such a
Nick.
short last name that you like. No one ever called him Steve or Kerr. He's Steve Kerr.
Yeah. He's
That's
Nick.
crazy.
He's Nick Kerr.
Have you guys seen the new
That's crazy.
ad for Ginger?
What?
Did you see the new?
Yes.
That's
The
unbelievable.
new what?
The new let's rifle through some crazy things real quick. It's like a fucking advertisement for an app called Ginger, I think.
For like gingers to find each other and fuck each other?
I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
sure it's for food. I'm sure it's something to do with food.
I don't know. It
What?
just looks like the N word.
Oh.
Cause like it's like word jumble, but like the N is up top and then it's like I G. It's like it's ridiculous.
It is insane.
You haven't found it yet? The Ginger app? It is.
Well, while that's happening, how about our girl Lizzo in trouble for? So this is the Ginger. Oh my God! Because you clearly go top to bottom.
Yeah,
the N
right.
is the highest, and then the I, and then the G.
It's.
I'm sure Black Twitter was hilarious with this. That is. That was Black. Did you? I mean, the funniest that Black Twitter ever was that I could not engage with was. Do you remember when they had the bigger Navy slip up? This was years ago.
No.
They said we need a bigger Navy, but there was a typo.
No.
So they said like.
What?
So they were like, what would the N-word Navy be like? So it was like Black Twitter just had a field day with joking around about the Navy being like all black people. It was so funny, but it was so vulgar that you can't jump on that hashtag, Can't be like, here's my joke, hashtag.
Oh wow! Oh, it was Yahoo that did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was like an actual Navy ad.
No, but
Right.
but yeah, and it's so funny. Like they just went. They had every fucking joke under the sun. That's up there. That Ginger one. But if we're talking about words that you can't say. Apparently, spaz is now off the list.
Dude, it was S*** Z, and I was like, I don't have a fucking clue.
I legit thought that it
What this
was
could be.
I thought that it was a gender word that I didn't know yet.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was going to be like
I thought I thought it was a word I didn't know yet, but I was like, I didn't even know we were coming up with new slurs anymore.
I
thought we
had them all. Thought we made them all.
I thought we had finished all the slurs.
Well, no, here's the thing: we have invented all of them. We just don't know that they're slurs yet.
Yeah,
because-
right.
Now, the screenshot I saw of Lizzo was her. It looked like she was crying. Did she cry during her apology for spaz?
I mean, that's
Because guess what? Spaz, 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 spaz,
I've
spaz,
never
spazzity,
even-
spaz, 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 super
a-
spaz, mega spaz, super spaz. I mean, come the fuck on.
I've never. It's
It's
not
short
a
for
word.
spastic, right?
Yeah.
And spastic is
Spastic movement is just something like.
I thought that means like herky jerky.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So
I
y'all
don't-
are some spazzy motherfuckers.
It's like if you trace everything back to its root source, it's bad because the past is bad. But like I never associated spaz with
anything like.
if it is, and
Can you type in
that
spaz
sucks,
to go with
but
it? So
I
we,
don't-
It's a
Actually-
disability which makes it difficult for them to control their muscles.
spastic.
Spastic.
What is though? Like
spastic. That's
That's
where
what it is. It's a disability that somebody's born with. That's why that's now a
okay. I mean,
slur.
But like muscle spasm, like so. Relating to or affected by muscle spasm is what spastic means.
so that's what I'm saying. Like spastic. When I used to be like that, someone's spastic. I didn't think it was a disorder.
I
thought
never
it was
did
like
either. I guess
thought
it
was
is.
an adjective.
It says noun, dated or offensive, a person with cerebral palsy.
Spastic now means cerebral palsy.
It says dated, so I guess it used to. I never like a spaz was like
Maybe me, belligerently yelling spaz a bunch of times will age poorly. But right now it's like, come on.
it definitely it wasn't a compliment to call someone a spaz.
No,
but it wasn't.
it was like an insult. It wasn't, but it wasn't a
I
slur.
definitely sound like my dad right now.
Well, that's the thing. So
we used to have words.
so
Back when I said it, gay meant fat.
Yes, yeah.
Gay didn't mean gay. It meant you were weird.
that was the best line ever. Oh, that guy got back to me if you want to do it.
What is
Yo.
going on, gentlemen?
What's up, dude?
bro? Oh.
Out in Chicago?
How we doing, man?
I'm awesome. Thank you guys for having me. This is sick.
Absolutely,
for
man.
coming on, bro.
Yeah, so I just kind of gave the rundown of how you were on the Mets. You called in with the Mets, and we talking about fucking like DeGrom's injury or whatever it was, and then you were like, oh, and by the way, I was like the first call ever. Now, what you were on the first episode, or was it literally the first voicemail we ever did?
You know, it's like it's the first episode.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if it was like the first call you took or the second call you took. But,
Sure.
You know, I'll credit myself.
No,
with just
yeah.
being
Let's go with
number
that.
one. We'll look past
Let's go with you were 1-1 to make it even more dramatic. What's wild is like when I'm pretty sure when I posted the Google Hangout number. By the way, how old are you now?
27.
Oh, so you were a pup.
Yo.
I was set, like I said, I think it was my senior year of high school.
Wow.
And so my brother, he went to Middlebury College up in Vermont, some prissy private school thing. And when he came home, all of his buddies were from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yo, like there's this website, you know, and this is at the time where it was like New York, Boston. That's it. You know what I mean? I remember like introducing the DMV was like, whoa.
Yep.
So it's like, you got to check out this website. Hilarious commentary on just like sports and random shit. I was following it for like a good, year at age like 16.
That's funny.
And then I was like, oh, KFC, with KFC, you and Feidelberg having the little back and forth was just fucking hysterical. And I was like, all right, I'm in. When you opened up the voicemail line, I remember I was like, I got to come up with a kick-ass,
Well, yeah,
reason to
because
call.
when I posted it, I didn't say give me hypotheticals, come with your whack. I just said I don't know. I thought we were gonna talk sports probably, or questions about Barstool. But you and a bunch of everyone else, I probably answered 10 that first. When I didn't know how to talk a lot, I would just give one-word answers and keep the voicemails moving. So I probably answered a bunch, and they all were weird hypotheticals. But I came to learn that a lot of those were internet questions. That's why we ended up doing Answer the Internet, because a lot of these questions are born somewhere along the lines, in a forum or a message board or whatever. Yours, unless you're gonna dispel this myth, I don't think I've ever seen it somewhere. This is just from your weird brain.
Yeah, I mean, where else would someone pull
Yeah,
that
well,
information from?
but who, it's funny to think that there's some dude out there who thought about a horse-sized duck and a duck-sized horse, and then that goes viral, and it's everyone thinks they invented that, but somewhere there's one dude who said that. But we know you are the McDonald's puke fedora guy, and the thought that you're doing that at it'd be one thing if you were in college and you're fucked up or you're tripping or something, but you're 17 years old, just finished high school for the day, and you're would you rather puke every time you see McDonald's, or was there any background? Had your friend puked from eating McDonald's or anything like that?
So the only background there was nothing on the McDonald's side. I guess just McDonald's and
it's
releasing
everywhere.
Bodily liquids kind of just go hand in hand in general.
But the fedora.
The fedora thing, I remember there was a kid who was a year younger than me on the lacrosse team who started wearing a fedora to school out of nowhere, and I was like, that's got to be the lamest shit I've ever seen. God damn. And so I was imagine just thinking up and what's also crazy, not to step away quick, but it's I thought of a would you rather, so did everyone else.
Yes. That's why through no design, it became a would you rather show, because there was, I don't know, let's say 50 calls, and 35 of them were would you rather this or would you rather that. So I was like, all right, we're doing that. But that's it wasn't it wasn't we did a couple and then people copycatted. It was one time I said, say anything. And that whole generation, demographic, whatever you want to call it, everybody went right towards would you rathers. I don't know why that is, if there's a reason for that, but that's why KFC Radio is what it is today, and it's just totally by chance.
Yeah, no, I was mind blowing too, because I remember listening to the episode and being some of these other would you rathers are fucking kick ass too. I'm like,
yeah. So when you heard it, were you holy shit, mine's on the show?
Oh yeah, so I had been at a party So I sent that voicemail. I'm sure the records aren't there, but I sent it at like 1 or 2 in the morning when I
Yeah.
had gotten back from a party that night in like senior year of high school where the kid was wearing the fucking fedora again.
See, I love that. I love that some
Rainbow.
fucking asshole. You know what's funny about a fedora is you're either the biggest loser or like the coolest guy in the room.
Yeah.
Because you're either like,
That was your answer. That was your answer 10
Did I
years
say
ago.
No way, really?
I remember.
That's crazy.
that is fucking funny.
See, I disagree. I think it's pretty hard.
I don't think you're the coolest guy in the room. I think that you might be like, you are, like, I could see like Elon Musk might wear one and it's like, I'm a fucking, you might be a baller. I don't know if it's ever inherently cool.
I was gonna
but
say,
you might
don't you be bringing up Elon Musk and
cool.
with
Yeah,
me.
no, but it might be like I'm so rich or I'm so successful or I'm so whatever that like it doesn't even matter. Like I can,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like when you go out to like Montauk, right? And like every kid with like a pastel button downs, like this is the right. No. If you go
Right.
to Montauk and want to look like you're a somebody, you dress like the biggest dumbass on the planet.
Yeah, like the grimy
You wear,
old
a
fisherman
fedora
is like
and,
the
a cardigan with nothing underneath it, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
it's the
that's usually,
opposite,
Like, girls
that-
are like, he must be loaded. He's dressed like an asshole.
Yeah.
right. That's more what I was saying, but yeah. So like that's fucking that. There's some dickhead at your high school who decides to, and also by the way, wearing it to high
Who
school.
shaped the direction of this podcast?
Yeah, like that guy,
unknowingly.
that party, that guy, your phone call leads to like, talk about the butterfly effect. Like if that one voicemail, that one guy doesn't wear a hat and that voicemail doesn't happen, maybe the podcast doesn't happen, maybe Chernin doesn't buy it and blah, blah, blah. Like the rest is history. The only other guy I want to talk to is the rollerblade midget guy.
Yeah,
Because I wonder
yeah.
if he knew a midget or if one day he had only one rollerblade or whatever that came from. But those two, I mean, we put that in Answer the Internet. Like it's one of the cards in the game because it's one of the more original and like people go like, what the fuck is this? Wild, man. Well,
Yeah, you had what's I'm losing his name right now. The guy who was in the Sandler crew. He answered it on Answer the Internet.
the Sandler crew?
David
Spade did that. Yeah. I mean, that's a guy who would probably wear a
we
fedora.
asked it to someone very recently. Like this week, we asked it to someone. It might have been Sal Volcano. It might have been Michael Che. It was. We asked it to
It's
someone
been making
this
the
week.
rounds again.
Yeah.
I mean, like 10 years in,
Love it.
crazy, man.
Yeah, I saw it on the Kevin Clancy show. You brought it up recently
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Which
it's-
like I had like one of my buddies be like, "Yo, did you listen to the new one?" And I was like, "No." It was like the one with like Tommy Pham getting slapping Jock Peterson. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, look at it at 39, and you're like going over it again, and I'm like, that's too funny.
It'll live on forever, bro. It'll live in infamy. So.
Oh man.
When the money comes in, I'll buy you a nice gift.
Yeah, thank you. You buy me a gift certificate to McDonald's.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna get you a fedora and
fedora.
like a number one meal. All right.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
dude.
also, I think the thing with that I not being like to take credit for, but started really rolling after that was the would you rathers weren't plain and simple,
Yeah.
right? They were all based on so many specific caveats. that came with it.
Yep.
And like I think at first people were like, oh, like what would you rather have, like a micro penis or a humongous dick?
Yeah, it's just
And,
one or the
like,
other. Yeah, because
and
this
it was
one
just
is.
like,
You
ding.
know what everybody says is they go like they'll answer the question and then they go, oh wait, every time you hear the word McDonald's, not every time you eat it. It's just if
Yeah.
someone says it and then I'm like, well, what about commercials? And like, oh, I didn't even think of that. And what about billboards and da da da. So like that had layers to it where it started to get more complex, and I think those are the fun ones.
Yeah, dude, you walk into a preschool and they're saying Old McDonald had a fire.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, everywhere, dude.
You become the guy who just pukes in middle school, in preschools. Like you end up on a list fast.
Yeah.
All right, dude. I love it. You're a part of the 10th anniversary episode here. So
thank you very
thanks
much,
for
Christian.
for doing it, dude.
Dude, thank you guys. Next time you guys got anything going on in New York, Chicago's a big jump for me. I'm
Yeah,
still
no,
trying to
we'll-
grind out, get some money. That's why I was late to this. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. All good, man. We'll have you through the
love to
office in
come
New
and
York.
join.
Cool, dude.
Thank you, brother.
Have a good one,
Enjoy
man.
it.
See you,
Later,
dude.
bro. All right. So what we're gonna do instead of doing top fives today, because it would be a little bit awkward for us to do it, I think I just kind of went through the nostalgia of KFC Radio and some of the big points, and we talked about the voicemails in the beginning. But we want the fans to give us their top 5 moments from KFC Radio. I think it'd be weird if we just sat here talking about like our individual favorite moments. You know, the voicemail about coming in your hand and so, you know, Dan chasing Stella and Jay Cutler. There's a bunch that I would like to see if we could crowdsource like the true top 5 moments of KFC Radio, the first and last 10 years of KFC Radio. So tweet at us. I don't know if you want to include a hashtag, do like KFC 10. And we'll crowdsource all of them together. So rather than doing them on this episode, we'll put them all together for the next episode. So we'll jump right to voicemails now. But any of your top 5 moments, tweet at us at KFC Radio, put it on Instagram or Twitter, and we'll put together the best ones. Voicemails today are brought to you by Allbirds. Allbirds is the footwear company for the adult man, you know, and I guess woman as well. But, you know, sometimes when you're buying sneakers, you know, it's a little bit, maybe you're older, maybe you need something a little more age appropriate. You need something that's versatile for all seasons. And that's where Allbirds comes in. They've got the Tree Flyer sneaker, which is lightweight, super springy, and wildly comfortable. They got this cushion with comfort. It's minimal. It's versatile. You can work out. You can lounge around. You can wear them casually. You can wear them to work. In any scenario, the Tree Flyer is a like I said, a shoe for the adult male, grown men of the world. And right now you can get them at allbirds.com. That's ALLBIRDS.com, and get running today. Before we do voicemails, though, you guys could probably write a book on your travel to
I can't
Chicago.
decide who looks worse, you or you. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are rugged right now.
You both are.
But what's crazy is, dude, like I said it when I got there, LaGuardia is a paradise compared to what it used to be. Waterfall's amazing. See, if I had a fucking LaGuardia in my life when we went into Florida, I would have been best dressed at that fucking wedding. They've got it all, man.
Really?
They had Hugo Boss, they had suits, they had Lacoste, they had like major brands. The woman was buying luggage.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe
Someone gave us a good answer.
The car guy?
No, I don't know if it was a car guy.
I didn't think this was a good answer, but it did make me go, huh. He goes, look at this person who drove here to this car dealership who's buying a car. I was kind of like,
yeah, I mean that's okay. But this one was that they mail it to your house if you want to, so you can just buy it and they mail it to you. Because that does make more sense. We're like, it is more in your brain. You're like, I need new luggage. This luggage sucks. It's got a wonky wheel. Or whatever.
I guess that it's like predatory almost.
Yeah,
like we're gonna find the people who need the luggage right now.
Or they will recycle your luggage. So it's like they'll ship it. They'll change it out for you right there. Oh. So like both those make sense.
But both of them are acknowledging. Because if it wasn't that way, it would be patently ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay. When I envisioned it, I always envisioned someone that's like carrying an empty bag.
Yeah, right.
And like there's nothing in it. But
right.
If you're shipping at home, or that makes sense. I could see that.
To me, it'd be like if I realized I had like shitty luggage, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna like order it off the fucking internet and have it shipped to my house.
Yeah.
That way. But whatever. Anyway, so you guys spent what, like 12 hours trying to get here?
I haven't slept since 7 a.m. on Sunday.
What?
Wait, what? So wait, right now, it's Monday afternoon. So you were supposed to fly out Sunday morning-ish?
Sunday afternoon.
It was supposed to be Sunday at 4, but we got there at like 2 o'clock.
Yeah. Okay. And then you get delayed till like...
We got to JFK at 2 o'clock. The second we got there, the flights got canceled, and then we had to go... We had a 9 p.m. at LaGuardia.
And so they sent you, like whatever airline was like, if you go to LaGuardia?
Mm-hmm. No, that was just us.
We just booked another car.
Because we were like, we're already here. We have all the equipment. We're going to have to just carry it with us, or like just... We weren't going to go all the way home with all the equipment and then come back.
Right.
That would have just been more expensive. So we're like, let's just go sit at a bar like for a few hours.
That's the one thing
did you guys get ripped?
Well, no, because LaGuardia, like, we didn't want to spend, like, $5,000 to get, like, whatever. So then we were like, okay, we'll go, like, just buy liquor or something. And then there wasn't anything in the whole entire
you guys were going to buy your own bottle of liquor?
You have to have an international flight to buy liquor at the airport.
Yeah. That's so your plan was to get a bottle of, like, fucking tequila and just sit and drink it?
Well, what else were we going to do?
Touche.
You said so genuinely, like,
I mean, like, I would have probably gone to, like, the bar or the restaurant that sells it to you and drank
Yeah, but
that.
like,
We were doing that. It
we
was
spent like
$17 a
80
pop.
bucks.
No, I get what you're saying. It's just
Yeah.
funny that it was going to be like it's the airport version of like stealing out of your dad's. liquor
I
cabinet.
wouldn't like to see you guys be like, all right, I'll take a flight to fucking Montreal, please.
Yeah, yeah. Just buy the tickets so I can get drunk and then like cancel that
we were
fucking
talking about
flight.
Photoshop.
Yeah, I was gonna
like, we're all
Photoshop
good at
it.
Photoshop.
But then like the woman knew our face, so we were like, we can't like.
They did. She
And
did-
like that's like
She
really
left at 5. I noticed that. We should have gone back.
what?
She left at 5. We could have gone back.
Yeah, but that just feels like really alcoholic-y to like Photoshop something and like.
Would have respected it though.
Yeah.
So you get delayed for like till 9 o'clock. So you're talking like a 7-hour delay, and then when the time comes, that just gets canceled.
At like 5 or 6, it got delayed to 11. So we're like, fuck. And then it
When
was
did it get canceled?
at about 9 o'clock. And
No,
then,
it got
no
delayed to
reason
11, then
at
it got delayed till 12,
yeah,
and then
so
1.
12 and then 1. And then, but then all of our bags were checked. So then we had to figure out how the fuck to get those back.
Yeah.
And
What
like,
do you do? What did you do?
We ended up going down and we talked to people that are like, it's probably by baggage. They're like, oh, it's at 5 in baggage. It wasn't.
This is why checking bags is like it sucks. Do you have anything important?
Oh, it
in there
makes
or
no
whatever?
sense that
what if
we
you had like
rented-
medication or something you needed?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Like scary shit. I
Why'd you
guess
just
you
point
would
to
have had
me?
You're the only person who needs medication.
You're fucking crazy, bitch.
Touche.
So,
But
and
it was
then
a
they
good
never
thing.
told you why.
No, not at all.
No, they never gave us any explanation. They
No
were just
weather,
like,
no
we booked you on a
nothing.
flight tomorrow at 7 p.m. And we're like, well, that's not fucking that. We just lost 2 days. Like, it made no sense at all.
That's wild. I mean, thank God that we don't have like anything here.
If you want, if you're into stealing though, apparently baggage claim, you just walk up. They're like, well, if you see your bags, take them.
I've always thought about that. You know that should be in like a movie. Like you can just
$20,000 worth of equipment.
like-
Somebody could have made out.
Absolutely. Or like if you're poor and broke, like I need a movie plot where like someone's like, where am I gonna get like a suit to get into the big ball? You know, and you just fucking go grab it from the baggage claim. You could steal tons of bags.
I've been at LaGuardia so late that they were checking your tickets, matching your ticket to
Really?
your bag.
Because it was like anybody else here
It
would
was
be.
there's no other. There were like no other flights. It's like anyone who's not on this flight is a homeless person stealing clothes.
Right.
So
Right.
they were
So,
like
yeah,
checking.
it must happen somewhere.
And guess what? Guess who didn't have their fucking tag? You don't know they give you like. It wasn't a ticket. Yeah, it wasn't a ticket. It's like that tag they give you when they check your bag.
See you
I was
later.
like, I don't
That's going-
fucking have
It's
it.
going right in the garbage.
Yeah.
That's going right on the floor, to be honest. It's just like, whatever, dude. Man.
I have to
so-
go right now to Midway because I sent it to the wrong airport.
You did?
So then
You
I
don't
had
know.
to-
No,
so I have
come
to do that, but I look like a homeless person right now. So I have to like
So you're really going to have a
remember
hard time.
the tags. Yeah.
Hi, yeah, I'm here to pick up thousands of dollars worth of equipment.
Yeah.
You are, bitch. This is just so great.
Yeah, I
I
don't
just
really get it
love that
either.
you're going through you're just making all of the mistakes, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Like
and
you're,
also
like you're
it's
never
a
gonna
good
do
thing.
that again, right? Like
It's
anytime you go to another city,
never gonna do that
is
again.
there only one airport? Where am I sending it?
That's on them. I feel like.
It was a mix up with
Nope,
the
that
fact
was
that
on me.
we.
I like thinking back to it, like I didn't show them any kind of ticket.
No, I also texted you.
And you
Make
texted
sure
reminding
to
me
tell them
don't
it's
specifically not to do that. But it was
O'Hare.
3:30 in the morning. I had 3 hours of sleep. And so whatever.
But
But
you were
also it
able
was
to
a
get
good
it
thing that we
somehow.
went home because I didn't bring anything and I left all my lights on and all my AC on. So thank fucking God.
When you went
what did
home,
you
you
bring?
walk in, and it's just like
I-
that just would have been hundreds and hundreds of dollars down the drain for a week.
No, I know.
Had you gone.
I know. So that was a good plus. And then I didn't bring any tops. I just left them all out. So I was like,
You had like a pile ready and just never. Put
I had
it
like a
in?
pile ready, didn't put it in, and then
Jackie's
there
like,
was
"Oh, my bag's really light."
5 different piles that I didn't put in. I was like, wait, this ended up really being
Working out.
working out for me. So that was the one bright side. But
Always
other
better
than
than
that,
you, baby. Never change. Never change. All right, let's do some voicemails. What do we got?
My computer died. Jackie,
my computer's
Shut up.
You guys,
second.
classic.
That is very funny. Oh, dude. I guess we can save this for the. Remind me for like the live show tomorrow, maybe. I want to do this. The Winklevoss.
What
This is the greatest example of like Eat the Rich of all time. This is a band. The Winklevosses have a band now. Okay, they have 2 tour buses they show up with. They have a full crew. They have a legitimate band.
They play in it?
Yes, they're the singer and the guitarist. They just do cover songs.
Are they good?
Like he's even got like the fucking earpieces.
Yeah, like. But you know what?
I
kind of respect that.
No, it's more offensive than Bezos going to space. You don't get to do everything just because you have fucking money.
Yes, you do though. That's what I mean. Like, what's the point of being rich? If your dream is to be in a rock band, like, just play. It's like fantasy life. You know what I mean? It's just like fantasy sports, but fantasy life.
Bitcoin down bad.
Yeah, dude.
No, because you know that's what they.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing for money now.
They are. They got to be hearting.
Yeah. I got to do cover band stuff because Bitcoin's down. As I don't know if this is on the show or not, but as someone who would stand to do pretty well financially if Bitcoin does great, I want it to plummet so fucking bad. I want it to fucking crash and burn so bad, dude. Dude, every time I get like a push notification, like Bitcoin's down 5%, I'm like, take it all away, baby! Fuck everyone and me,
bro. It's self-sabotaging, not even in like a metaphorical way. Literally, literally, I hope my investments go down the tubes.
Yeah, just because the other people who invested in it annoy me. I hope I end up broke and homeless just so other people on Twitter
just so Winklevoss twins are too.
Still they can't be happy and can't say I was right about this stupid thing I predicted. Oh my
god. What's up, KFC, Feidelberg, Jack and Squad. Me and my roommate, we're chilling on the couch this weekend, and basically we hear the doorbell ring, and we got up and we found some Jimmy John's on our doorstep, and basically I thought it was our other roommates initially, and he said no, so we decided to go ahead and eat the food because like we're broke as shit, so we need this free food. And so basically we're wondering, who's the asshole here? Are we the assholes for eating somebody else's food in our neighborhood, or is it the Jimmy John's delivery guy for just being lazy and leaving it on our doorstep?
Bro,
it's definitely not their fault.
Bro. Food on the doorstep, your food.
That's your food.
Baby on the doorstep, your baby. That's what doorsteps are for.
Doorsteps
are for getting new things.
Have you ever heard of a little phrase, finders keepers?
Yeah, dude. Like,
you know how many times people would like at Fordham, people would get pizza delivered when they were drunk and they'd pass out and like they'd be ringing the bell and nobody's answering. I'm like, I'll just take that.
Yeah,
now. That's mine now, dude.
Dude, I'll fucking.
And that's active. Like I used to like people used to like actively steal shit. You know, oh yeah, I'm Steve. Like give it to me. This was just like the stork dropped the baby off. Like I don't know.
That's completely
that sub
fine.
is now yours.
Dude,
now what if it was like, what if you live in an apartment and you're like apartment 2 and their apartment and it's apartment 3 and you like see that on the receipt? It's like it's right there, dude. Like where
the thing about that is because they would call. And they'll be like,
we dropped it.
We'll tell you where we dropped it.
So you're gonna get like caught almost.
Yeah, I feel like in a neighborhood that was on the
Yeah, so it's got to be like a house mishap. Mm-hmm. You know, if it's a door
or a different floor.
Yeah, different floor.
Different floor, I'm fine with.
I'll be honest. But here's the thing: if you're really desperate, all good.
Yeah, it's
because like okay, they call you. They said that they delivered it to number 2. Did you? No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah,
it must have been 4. Pass the buck, dude.
Plus, also, Jimmy John's, like, you call up, say, even if they're really hungry, you call up. Jimmy John's is crazy fast delivery. That's what
they'll send you another one.
They'll be there in 5 minutes.
And that's another reason, like, you know, somebody sends me, if I get, like, a salad misdelivered, meh. Jimmy John's comes my way.
Yeah.
You can't blame me, bro. I'm eating it. It's delicious. You guys got to go order another one. Like, it's not the end of the world. Everybody wins. You
that's Jimmy John's because they put so much fucking olive oil or like Italian dressing on it.
It would seep through.
It's a very finite amount of time you have to eat a Jimmy John's sub because
otherwise nobody would want to have it.
It's going to get soppy.
Yep.
It's going to get soggy. It's going to get wet.
I'll be honest, I actually like it a little bit soggy even, but
gross. Yeah. I do like these guys must be new listeners or something like that because
Come on,
You're
knew
not calling.
Did you think that our answer was going to be
20 minutes ago? I almost say rotten meatballs. You think I'm going to say you can't eat some fucking porch meat? You can eat all the porch meat you want.
Porch? Charlie, get the porch meat.
I mean, what are we talking about, bro? Someone left meat on my porch. Can I eat it? Yeah, dude.
That's why. That's what porch meat is. It's there for you to eat.
What are we talking?
Porch meat. Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah, in college I had a pair of like $200 boots that somebody got delivered to the wrong address, and I just had nice boots for.
Dude, one of my favorite meat delivery stories is that one. So it was when because I lived in my old apartment in New York, so let's call it 3-4 years ago, and didn't have a doorman, didn't have anything like that, and it was a bigger complex, so there were always tons of packages in the foyer, and it's just strewn about. It was really a weird place.
Yeah,
and
that's how like some like apartments needs to do it though. It's just like honor system and talk. That's another place you can just steal rampantly, and maybe you get caught on like a camera, but probably not.
Right? No chance. And so I never looked at all the packages because unless I knew I was expecting a package, I never went through every fucking package. So we had a new advertiser for KFC Radio, and sometimes they would just send stuff without talking to us.
Oh yeah,
they just send whatever the new advertiser's product is.
A box of fucking.
So we had Butcher Box. I didn't check. I didn't expect the package. No one told me to expect the package.
Right.
So I was never looking at packages.
Right.
So one day I opened the door to go out downstairs, and there's just taped to my apartment door the sign that says, "You have a box of rotten meat downstairs."
It sucks because they're right. It's like if they knew the circumstances, they wouldn't write that. But it's just like you're right. I do.
Right? Yeah. Like
I do. In fact,
I almost like, what are they talking
back
about?
Being like, you're right, but I didn't order. You know what I mean? Like, but let me explain myself. I never wanted the rotten meat in the first place.
Here it is. Like, oh wait, here it is. It's and they have meats. It says you have a box. Oh wait, no, it doesn't say. Oh, okay, here it is. It didn't say rotten. It says you have a box of meats in. Gets highlighted a few times on the first floor. It smells XOXO.
I love it. It's fucking great, man. Yeah, no, that's that's another thing people will just grab from like old apartment buildings that don't have a doorman or don't have like a PO box or whatever. Also, how about those fucking Amazon people who will those rats who will just take a picture like in front of your door and then just walk away with it?
Oh
yeah.
It's
like, look, here's the picture. It's like, yeah, you just picked it right back up though, dickhead.
Right.
All right, next up.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's a good hustle.
Yeah.
But then the Ring doorbells always fuck them.
Hey, KFC fights.
I like cutting this guy's
Jackie,
jib.
Pavs, Nick, Jackie's intern bitch.
Don't have to fucking list every name.
Whoever else I'm forgetting. So I was planning on going to see you guys in Chicago this weekend, but I can't. I have a funeral I have to attend.
Sorry.
And that got me thinking about mortality, my own death. And I'm wondering, what month do you guys want to die in?
Month?
Like me, I kind of want to go in January. You know, there's not much going on. The days are short. It's not like you're burning. Well, you're dead, so you're not burning anything. But, you know, you're not wasting someone else's weekend on a nice summer weekend to go so they can get into church and mourn you. Yeah, let me guys.
Well,
let me know what you guys or what month you guys would want to die.
Yeah, we get it.
And yeah,
there's 12 of them, man. So you gotta. Yeah. I mean, we're both vain. We both want our funerals to be. You want your funeral to be a big affair?
I don't want to be embarrassingly small.
Right.
I don't care about
that's. Yeah, I don't need it to be big. I just need it to be not
Right.
small. So I do think he's on the right track of picking. Like, bro, you die on July 4th weekend, nobody's coming.
Right.
You die on Memorial Day, we kick off the summer. Guess who's not showing up? Everybody. So I say you got to go February 21st.
February 20. Nah, nope,
Skiing?
not New
Skiing?
England. No, dude.
Yeah.
So, bro,
what are
one of the most outrageous funerals I've ever been to was my grandmother's. Now, my grandparents were like religious people.
Mm-hmm.
Like not like they like to go to church. Like they were like people.
They were like they had status in the church.
Yeah,
like they might have been involved in some cover-ups.
Dude, I'll like my grandmother's.
They moved some priests around.
My grandmother's.
They might have touched some kids.
who gave the speech for my grandmother?
Wasn't it like
it's Cardinal O'Malley? Who,
right,
like, is
next in line for the Pope.
Maybe gonna be a Pope.
Yeah, Cardinal O'Malley is that dude.
Yeah. So like he spoke to my grandmother's funeral.
He's New York, right?
Cardinal
No,
O'Malley?
is that Boston?
I don't know where.
I thought New York Cardinal.
I don't know, but
I know the name Cardinal O'Malley.
Yeah, so there's talk he might be the first American Pope ever. He's still
I'm surprised he hasn't gotten Pope yet. Archbishop of Boston.
That makes more sense.
Like that is like, come on, it's America. I bet you we're getting blackballed. I bet you the only reason he's not is because they're like, if we give this to the Americans, they'll like take the whole fucking
never
show.
shut up about it.
Like the Vatican will be moved from Italy to fucking New York or Boston or some shit.
But so we go into the funeral, right? And we're the family, so we're walking.
They gave it to a fucking Nazi, by the way. You can give it to an American. Sorry, keep going.
And like the aisles were lined with like almost like Eyes Wide Shut stuff. Like people with hoods, like on. Like
Holy!
that.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
we're talking like the ceremonies
like
and
black
shit.
hood shit, dude. And then
This is in a Catholic church.
Yeah. And so then
Was it in like a big one, like St. Patrick's type shit, like a cathedral?
No, just our local church. And the fucking. This is all to tell why it sucks in February. But so then her grave is like this crazy thing where like it's like a gold cover and like this huge fucking thing. But it was the coldest day of all time. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't it's like things were like frozen.
Oh wow.
So
they couldn't do all the cool shit.
We were all out there like, can we just skip this part? Can
Yeah,
we just
like,
skip
we don't
this
even
part?
care anymore.
Like,
Yeah,
and no
yeah.
one came to the cemetery.
Okay, that sucks.
It was, dude.
So you got to keep that in mind.
It was so fucking cold. I mean, and they're like, it was in a city, so
Yeah.
they use fucking backhoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
They
I
couldn't-
remember
like, the
Manchester
ground
by the
was
Sea,
too
like,
hard to, like-
they won't crack like this.
Yeah.
They got in the ground, but
Okay.
it was like it was
So
not a fun funeral. It was
as opposed to all the
I've
other
been to
fun
fun
ones.
funerals.
Absolutely. If you're an Irishman, funerals are like the best parties.
Almost exclusively been to fun funerals.
And almost exclusively like the best, like the only fun times are when people die. So by the same token, I don't want a hot one either. I don't want people sweating.
No.
So
like anything, a spring or a fall death.
Right. But
Well,
but fall, you're gonna run into like football.
yeah, but then I get to write a viral obituary
And
about
let me down.
myself.
Yeah. What would you write?
I don't know, something stupid. Like I don't know, like what is it like the Cowboys let them down one more time?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yours would be like, I want like, to lift me up one more time or some shit. But yeah, you could do a dumb football one. I think the better bet is spring then, to make sure that it's packed out. I would say maybe April. Nothing good in April.
April Fools. I'll die. Done. April Fools.
That's why we workshop. Yeah. And it's a big. Well, you do run the risk of people not showing up then, but you also have the joke.
Yeah, I want people to
go
not
out with
believe
with
my death. Like
yeah.
Classic John.
He's that
like,
jokester.
What did he
that
tell you? He
prankster.
put you up to this? Like, no, John died.
Yeah,
John's
he's
dead.
fucking dead.
Like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
Shut up. Where is he coming? Where is he right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. April Fools.
dead.
April death.
Love that.
Like, I guess technically I want a late March death.
Right.
Right,
To
yeah.
have, a couple days of services.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. That's the one. We figured it out. Last voicemail is brought to you by Gametime. You want to go see the Stanley Cup Finals not featuring the Rangers? Yo, Tampa Bay is a New York killer, bro. They
Tampa
just
Bay
run through New York
Tampa
towns.
Bay is going
They're
to...
a dynasty.
I think if they win this, which I don't know that they will. I don't believe they will.
Who they playing?
But
I don't even know.
Colorado.
And they're a wagon.
Yeah, but also Colorado's got their backup goalie in. I don't know if Nazem Kadri's going to be okay to go.
I just love the Rangers losing.
But they...
love it.
If the Tampa Bay does this, they'd have kind of like a pretty interesting claim to like one of the all-time great teams because they'll have
been around for like a decade.
But this will be their third back-to-back. But they will.
They won?
Yeah,
2 in a row already.
2 in a row
I thought they
already.
went to. Oh, wow,
No, they've won 2 in a row
definitely.
already.
Yeah.
But they've done it every way that's been in a unique way because of the pandemic.
Right.
So like the first one was a complete bubble where they didn't see their family for 2 months, which people argued that's the hardest way to win it.
Sure.
And then the second time they won it was the more localized bubbles where it was the Canadian bubble, Northeast,
yep.
Southeast, and then Western bubbles.
This one would just be straight
and
up.
this is just straight up. Like we've won it.
And then
however you want us to do it, we did it.
And even before they won them, they've been like around,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They've
Oh,
been
yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like Spurs almost, where they're just like always there.
No, they've been around. I mean, as long as Stamkos, they've been around as long as Vinny Lecavalier. Like they've been
right.
They get clowned because
Yeah,
they're
wait.
from Florida.
Who? What about Martin St. Louis? Right?
Martin St. Louis,
Yeah,
yeah.
those fat calves.
Yeah.
Man, Ryan Strome is just got to be like.
That is a tough one.
I mean, that's just like you're gonna think about that literally every second of the day for 6 months.
Yeah. Oh, at least.
Like,
and then you'll have a reprieve.
You'll think about it
and then
forever,
it'll be back.
but like your literal every waking moment will be consumed by that for at least 6 months. Brutal. But if you want to go see that, or you want to go.
By the way,
see
while
Celtics,
we're here, why don't we reach out to Game Time and let's go to a Cubs game?
I was going to do that.
Yeah,
there you go. We'll go see this. We'll go see the Cubbies play.
Cubs, they got Braves in town.
There's a day game Saturday before our show.
Nah, not that one.
That's too close.
Yeah, let's do like a midweek game. I think they're home all week.
I have it all on our schedule. So
yeah, they're playing the Braves.
Yeah. By the way, I tweeted this at you. Why? I know it's because people hate the Mets, but like, why is the NL East so obsessed with games back and stuff?
Insane.
Who cares? It's fucking June.
It's
as long as you're
insane.
close, like it's gonna change. Like you don't want to be 20 games back right now, but like
the Mets went 5-5 on the West Coast while the Braves won 10 in a row. They made up 5 games. That's how fucking math
But who
works.
cares? Like
when the Mets extended the lead from 5 games to 10 games, it wasn't like the season's over. But now the Braves cut it to 5, and they're like, oh, the Mets are collapsing. It's fucking insane.
You can't collapse in June.
But they're also just not like they had.
Yeah, no, I know. I saw your quote too, where it was
and like
when
the-
Scherzer went down, they were 6 games back up.
Yeah.
Now they're 5.5 up. A month later.
It's crazy. It's like if you want to play this game talking about schedules and who's above 500 and how many games back, you have to look at a sample where we've all played the same amount of teams. So like, yeah, in the last week, the Braves have made up 5 games. But if you extend that, the Mets, it's only like 2 games. You know what I mean? Because we've all had to have played the same teams. And this whole thing about who's over 500, it's like, well, the Angels were like 15 games above 500, looked like a good team. Then they lost 14 in a row. So by the time the Mets played against them, they were like, oh, this team sucks. Well, they weren't a week ago when everyone was. It's just like the teams, and then your record, your strength of schedule is so bad. And then these 2 teams win 10 games each. Now your strength of schedule is really good.
Yeah.
It's like it's fluctuating, you dumb fucking assholes. But anyway, you want to just go to the game and not worry about any of this and just, it really is bizarre how much people are talking about that though. Go to Game Time, download the app. You click on the icon up in the corner. You create a login under the account tab, and then use code KFC to get $20 off your first purchase. Certain terms apply. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Last one.
What's up, KFC fights? KFC Radio Gang. I was just at the grocery store, and this girl behind me, who was pretty cute, and I think she was kind of hitting on me, but she tried to convince me that olive oil on ice cream is a thing. And I don't know if that's how they, like, the real Italians do it, but to me that just sounded gross. So just wanted to know, A, if you guys ever tried this or recommend it, and how does it sound to you? And 2, is there any weird food combinations that you guys particularly love, but isn't, world renowned or popular? Thanks. Viva.
Olive oil on ice cream. I can't. I don't think it would be gross. I don't, because neither of those things are gross. So I don't, and they're not necessarily things that get grossly mixed. I don't know. I've never heard of it. That's for sure. But I don't think I'd be like, absolutely not. I'd try that.
I'll try anything.
It's not like a lowering the bar thing, right? It's not like here's a bull testicle. It's
no, but it is very bizarre.
It's odd. It's odd. But I like olive oil. I use a lot of olive oil.
Really? When you're cooking, though, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't put olive oil raw on something,
No, not like a salad, but excuse me.
Yeah, salad. That doesn't count. That's like dressing.
Right.
Ice cream is a bizarre thing to put olive oil on.
It's insane.
Very much a thing. A lot of recipes online for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Recipes, though, but not like...
Why you should try ice cream topped with your extra virgin olive oil is an article.
I mean, I'm definitely going to do this now.
Yeah.
And what does it say?
It adds a nice contrast. I don't know. The rest of it's not loading.
I mean, it sounds weird to me. I don't know. It feels like weird.
The texture is odd.
Yeah. But if it...
I mean, I that's something I got no problem trying.
Yeah.
That's easy. As for foods I do weird things with. I don't spicy PBJs.
Yeah.
Peanut butter cups and Sour Patch Kids.
You'll just eat disgusting food. You won't concoct it.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, I made those. I put chocolate in the tortilla.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that. So good. So good. It's just extra carbs with chocolate.
Perfect.
I mean, that's just everything I need.
Also, this is one of those things too where like I can't think of it. I'm sure I have
because to you it's normal.
Because to me it's normal. So
Yeah.
I'd have to do it. Someone would be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I would need to.
I
Like,
can't.
what do you, I'm trying to think of anything you've done that I think is gross. You just eat disgusting things that are just naturally disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, like slaw dogs. Slaw dogs are pretty popular, right? Like,
what's that?
It's coleslaw on a hot dog.
Yeah, I
That's
think
pretty gross.
pretty
I
big.
wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but I had a lot of slaw
Coleslaw
dogs
in
this
general is
weekend.
just gross.
No, man, that's a tough one. I don't really. Again, it's normal to me. So I'm sure I have it. I'm not pretending that I am the king of normalcy. I am the anti, in fact.
Yeah.
I'm the joker of normalcy. I'm the
I got a
peasant.
weird one that a
I'm the
family
peasant of
member does.
normalcy. What's that?
I got a weird one that a family member does. Peanut butter on pizza.
Whoa,
Yeah.
dude! How have you shut up this long?
Yeah, no, it's.
I
Been,
would
it's
take
been
that one to the
burning
grave,
in my
yeah.
brain. Yeah, no, it's not.
Like on cheese pizza, all kinds of pizza.
It's mainly cheese pizza.
I mean, again, I will try this.
I will
now,
try it, yeah.
But like
I
that
wish I
sounds
had pizza and
disgusting.
peanut butter,
You know
right?
what? I would never have thought it with peanut butter. But like, have you ever done peanut butter with the bacon and jalapeno?
Yes, that's good.
And that's good.
That's really good.
And like, I
yeah.
would have never thought that at the time.
I've done the peanut butter on a burger. That one's not great for me. It's not repulsive. It's just like I don't love it.
This is
what's the one they fucking talk about with what is it? Jelly. It's a barbecue thing.
Oh, jelly and barbecue sauce to make meatballs. You just put it in a crock pot. It's really fucking good.
I don't think I've heard that one actually. I think I was thinking something different.
I've definitely done jelly and barbecue sauce before, but not for meatballs. But
yeah, you just put it in a crock pot for a few hours and then you just fucking attack it with a fork.
I mean, these are all pretty good ones. These are all, but none of these are repulsive. I think that's important, right? It's not like someone's like lamb and tuna fish. It's like
right.
These are all like, I never thought about that, but it's not like something that's gonna make me hurl.
Yeah. I think the only thing that's gonna make me like hurl is something with like it's gotta be like raw eggs or like something. You know what I mean? Like just mixing. I mean, I'll eat anything, bro. I'll try anything.
Right.
I might not like it. I'm particular, but like I'll try if it's a food ingredient, I'll try it. Because most of the time when I mix stuff, it's pretty good.
Yeah, right.
You know. But I don't like to have a burger on a donut. I'll take a bite of something and be like, that might be good. Like I won't even. Spicy BBJ was good. I'm not gonna sit there and do it all the time. Though.
Yeah. I don't do it all the time. I do it more often than I should.
No, but I mean, when I do it, I'm not gonna have like 50 of them. I'd be like, that tastes fine.
Yeah.
The same way that if I put peanut butter on pizza and I take a bite, I'd be like, oh wow, that's actually good. But I'm not gonna ever do that. I'm never gonna sit there,
right,
you know.
right.
So it's all just like yes.
He
or
does
no,
it no
but-
matter what, Nick. Like
No, not always. It's occasionally he'll put it on, but he like showed. It's my dad. He showed all my college roommates it once. Like when we were like trying to pregame, he's like, "Hold on, I got pizzas in the oven," and they all fucking dug it. Like
that's interesting. I don't see it, but I'll try it.
he eats like a high like child. It's very funny. Like some of the concoctions he comes up with. I'll have to pick my sister's brain for a few of them.
All right, tweet at us your most unholy concoctions. Interview time. One of our best, I think, in the sense of this is what I really, as an interviewer, what I like to do the most.
Can I interrupt you real quick? Sorry, I'm just thinking of something. When I put up an Instagram story this weekend, and it was me kayaking, and I put I heart water sports. Did you get that? Like not that
you were doing it on purpose?
Not that it's like an elaborate joke, but like I wasn't saying like I love kayaking. I was making a joke I like getting peed on.
Right.
Okay.
But like I also would have read that as like, did you like you meant that, right?
I meant it. Yeah.
Some people might.
That I meant it to look like I didn't mean it, but I'm wondering.
Right.
if
Got it.
I
Yeah.
like because like I didn't want.
I bet you a lot of people don't get it, and then B, if they do get it, thought you didn't get it.
I'd rather that than someone be like he
just likes water
he
sports?
Just genuinely enjoys kayaking.
I would for sure rather get peed on than kayak.
Yeah, no, kayaking is dope, dude.
Nah, well, so is getting peed on. Whatever. Honestly, if a chick's on top of me and she squirts all over me, that's super hot. So she can just pee on me.
Yeah, just
straight up, a girl can pee on me. And then also straight up, if you want me to pee on you, I'll do that. That's no slicking off my back. So guess what? I'm into water sports. Haven't done it yet, but I'm into it. Like the food. I'll try it.
Dude, it's fucking. I've never done it either, but yeah. Dude,
like if a chick's on top of me,
you gotta be hydrated. You gotta be hydrated.
Yes, it can't be like
We're
yellow.
now officially hitting our weird sex quota.
It can't be like yellow, like bad. But like anytime I've had a girl squirt on top of me, like fill up my belly button, I'm like, this is awesome. So if a girl could just pretend that it was squirt and she was peeing the whole time, I'd be like,
to pretend you can just stand over me.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll lay down a tarp like Dexter and just fucking do it. Whatever, man.
All right, anyway.
I was gonna say there.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do 5 minutes.
But
no, I can introduce. Well, if you have something, but
yeah,
I was gonna say what I find Adam and Lena the mom now, to be wildly interesting people.
I agree.
Like when I do interviews now, I want it to either be like a really big and funny comedian, like someone who podcasts like in our world, or like a really interesting person. Like I'm certainly happy to talk to movie stars and singers and like whatever. You can be A-list, of course, it's great, but like Adam and Lena live a life that like 10 people on the planet live. If that. Like you're talking about something.
I feel like all the people who are like them, like the couples, the porn couples, stuff like that, are
anonymous.
Yeah, they're very.
That's why I will always love Asa too, being like she being in the porn industry, but also just being like as smart and articulate as she is. And like she's written books, does radio and podcasting and porn. Like there's one person in the world who does that.
Yeah.
And 8 billion. And like Adam and Lena being like, Adam being a huge podcaster who then was like, you want to just like put our sex life on camera? And her being like, I was on Snapchat. I thought for sure that Lena was a porn star.
Yes, me too.
Like at the very least, an amateur porn star who had fucked a ton of people and all that. She's like, no, I just have sex with my boyfriend.
It's crazy that she is, just didn't recognize who she was.
Right.
Where like her job, I mean, you'll hear this in the interview, but her job before she blowing up was blowing other people up.
You're making other girls have like, hot Instagrams. It's like, well, wait a minute. I can just do that. I mean, they're making millions upon millions by, Adam talking about fucking rap and whatever. What I like about Adam too is he talks about, I don't want to say this like to them because I don't want to come across as rude, but like they talk about like they'll talk to the underbelly of the world. You know what I mean? Like there's a level of people where they're like,
I mean, he talks about going to a crack house.
Right, crack house. He's got gang members, he's got murderers, he's got shit where it's like, whoa. And we're not doing that, but that's our version of this where it's like, wow, this is a whole other fucking life that I would love to think in a different world if I wasn't just like average dude, 2 kids, making my way. I would love to be like that.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna live life, fucking live life. Fuck on camera, make millions, do whatever. So that's who, and all the while seem to be like a really happy couple.
Yeah.
Like seem to be great parents if you follow them on social media. And they're like good parents. Like strong relationships, it seems. I think those are the people who actually have like the strongest relationships because there's no secrets, they're not hiding anything because it's all out there on the fucking table. And I'm sure it's also because he went to Blue Nile to get that engagement ring. The engagement ring is the best get out of jail free card. You give him that big rock and anything goes. And right now Blue Nile, you can get a discount, including engagement rings. Also, all the regular jewelry. You want to get some earrings, you want to get some pendants, a bracelet, all the regular stuff. You got a birthday or a graduation or an anniversary or something coming up. You want to get little bits of jewelry, fine. If you want to go for the big kahuna, also, we got the discount covered for you from custom engagement rings. You can do the diamond shape, the size, the cut, the clarity, all of that. Just like buying, one in person, except you're doing it online, just like everything else in the world. They have jewelry experts on hand, 24/7. You can talk to them on the phone. You can do a video chat, whatever. And they've got a memorable gift for every budget. Right now, get $50 off a $500 purchase when you go to BlueNile.com. Use code Kevin. That's BlueNile.com. Code Kevin to get $50 off any $500 purchase. Lena and Adam on KFC Radio. Let's talk to them.
Well, you said that you're not doing anything crazy, but you've had Adriana Chechikon before, right?
Yeah, she was her first drop.
Which is an insane first drop. That's like
she's crazy.
having Kanye on your first album or some shit.
If you're putting out a sex video podcast and Chechik is your first guest, it's like we're doing a basketball podcast. Here's Michael Jordan.
But we talk about a lot with her. She has like one tweet from fairly recently where it's like her neck was broken.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's from Pile Driver.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I'm not going to stop doing it.
She talks about it on the podcast.
She knows that was on the podcast?
Yeah, it was crazy. She was like, yeah, my doctors just keep begging me to stop doing all of these
It was so funny.
insane positions.
All right, big thanks to Adam and Lena. Yeah, I mean, like I said, in a different life, man. Or maybe just later this life.
That's how Bitcoin does.
All right, so we're in Chicago all week, so you can catch us live. We're going to do the same thing we did in Nashville. So we'll be live on KFC Radio, YouTube, every day, 3 p.m. Central? Yep. 3 p.m. Central Time, KFC Radio, live on our YouTube. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the notifications button. And make sure you leave a comment, what you want us to talk about, what you want us to do in Chicago, all that stuff on the KFC Radio YouTube. Catch us all week long leading up to our show. Saturday night at Park West Theater. You can get tickets now. And come see us at our meet and greet at Barstool River North on Friday. All of the tickets available. Subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be faster. That's it.